Okay, good evening. You're listening to Pompey Beats. My name is Tati. Joining me today is my co-host Rhoda.
That's right, this is Portsmouth local music station. What you heard in the intro is a preview of a song by local artist Sho Montana, who will be interviewing later on in the show.
Today we thought we'd discuss how the music scene in Portsmouth has changed over the last 2 decades and what people think about it. So tweet us at Pompey Beats or call us on 0800 999 999 to have your say.
But before we get into that, here's Ash with the news.
UK grime rapper Stormzy publicly accused Prime Minister Theresa May of the failing victims of the Grenfell Tower fire at this year's Brit Awards during his performance. This was a big night for the artist, as he took home not 1, but 2 awards. His performance has been described as one of the most iconic moments in UK music. He even took a dig at the Daily Mail. Here's Laurie with more on the story.
Stormzy used his performance as an opportunity to address important issues like the devastating fire at Grenfell Tower earlier this year, asking the Prime Minister directly in his freestyle, "Where is the money for Grenfell?" Even adding, "You think we just forgot?" He has been described as an activist and a national treasure by people on social media after these events, as well as taking home the awards for British Male Solo Artist and Album of the Year at this year's Brit Awards. Blinded by Your Grace was performed amazingly by the talented artist.
Portsmouth takes on the Eurovision. That's right, 2 friends from Portsmouth, Alid Price and Robert Nee, have submitted their songs for the contest in 2019 with hopes to win. Calling themselves White Noise Fanatics, they are hoping to represent the UK next year. They describe their style of music, which has a strong hook and it's easy to connect with people. The pair are working extremely hard to make a name for themselves, not only for Eurovision, but they are willing to make this a career since they have a song set to release on January titled City by the Sea. The music scene in Portsmouth has changed a great amount over the last 2 decades.
I feel like artists have had to adapt their style to suit more jumpy, energetic like rhythms. Not all the time, but in most of the mainstream tracks now.
That's what local artist Sho Montana thinks, and we will be hearing from him and hearing some of your opinions later on in the show. A new project brings music from all corners of the globe to Portsmouth Global Sounds. This is a new, unique music project to bring together musicians from around the world who live in the city. The project has connected musicians from different countries, continents, faiths and cultures to share musical traditions and create new music inspired by the many corners of the globe. The musicians in the project come from Nigeria, Lithuania, Saudi Arabia and many more. They want to explore their different cultures, languages, life journeys and musical traditions and express their shared experiences. The Global Sounds Portsmouth Group are currently working towards a free concert on November the 24th at All Saints Church on Commercial Road. This final showcase will be a performance of all the music the group have created over the course of the project. And finally, the X Factor Live Tour 2019 is coming to the South Coast. Have you ever fancied your chances in front of Simon Cowell? The staggering hit TV show has gone all over the UK and Northern Ireland, and the time has come for it to come to the South Coast. Maybe this can bring up the ratings. Tickets for the hit show go on general sale October 19th, so it's not too late to grab a ticket to witness a variety of acts. Back to the studio.
Okay, so joining us right now is the main man himself, Sho Montana.
Hello guys.
Thank you for joining us today. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
We're good.
We're good. So what drew you into the music industry?
From a young age, I started playing instruments. So like piano, guitar. I used to play recorder as well. But like playing those instruments, you just kind of start messing around. It gets your creative energy up.
Mm-hmm.
So from there, I started doing things like singing when I was playing on the piano, trying to come up with songs. Of my dad and my mum used to think, oh, it's silly, like. But then like watching the music industry in London, you can see that you can make a career out of this. So I was like, let me start trying. Let me see how to perfect the craft. Yeah.
So do you have any like specific artists in Portsmouth or just artists in general that inspire you?
Artists in Portsmouth, I feel like I'll say Rams is a good artist because I'll say listening to his songs, he knows how to target like a specific, like a good market. As you can see, like his song Barking blew up, and it was just that repetitive kind of mainstream vibe. And that's not something that is easy to have. Other artists would be like J Hus, Kojo Funds, Lotto Boy is quite good as well.
Right, so how do you feel the music scene in Portsmouth has changed over the years, and if it has, what's your opinion on it?
The music scene, I feel like it depends what genre you're talking about. I listen to a lot of music, but for when I'm making music, I kind of target more Afro, like Afro beats, and kind of like grime, or it's called like jumpy trap. So I feel like that kind of music has changed, where like more people are listening to it. The people who started it, like Wiley, Giggs is still in the game right now, but you've seen he's had to change up his style, and I feel like that's what people want to vibe when they listen to music. So when you play a song, if you can't catch your audience in the first 15 seconds, then it's really hard to come back on that track. So you have to, I feel like artists have had to adapt their style to suit more jumpy, energetic like rhythms in most of the mainstream tracks now.
So you're a student at university, obviously. So how do you find balancing your like university work and your music career at the same time?
I won't lie to you, it was hard at first because with my course it's just like loads of coursework, but it's you kind of have to have a bit of discipline. Like I wouldn't say I'm the most disciplined person, but like it's taught me a lesson about discipline, about time management. So if you say you're gonna do something, or you have to sacrifice going out for the good cause of like going to the studio, having time to go to the studio, it's kind of worth it because you kind of enjoy it as well. So I say I enjoy going to the studio more than going clubbing. So it's a thing where I wouldn't really be upset. So, and it's about who you surround yourself with as well, because if you've got friends that are always pushing you to like come out, it's gonna be hard to say no. You can, but it'll be harder. But surrounding yourself with people that are like-minded, have the same goals, and like push you as well, like know you and know how, like what you need to do and what you don't need to do, like that makes it easier to balance music and education. Yeah.
So I've just seen your promo video, the one that you've just, I'm not sure it's released yet.
That's just the promo video, but the full video is coming out.
Right, so I've seen your promo video. I can't lie, it is good.
You like it?
Yeah,
That's good.
The music was good. No. Was it your intention for you to shoot it in Portsmouth?
It wasn't, but like I've learnt a lot as an artist. So my uncle is in the music industry, and he usually gives me tips and tricks. He says your music can be good, but it's about the content that goes with it. So having good content is always needed to attract people so they can appreciate your music more. So when I came to Portsmouth, like I was kind of confused when someone told me we didn't do Big Clash. I was like, wow, we need dancers, like, and it's something that I'm talking to people about, like everyone I know can dance. I try to get them together so that they can create something, put Portsmouth on the map, for example, for dance, for music. So I was like, why don't we do something? I've got a song that's a bit Afrobeat. I've got dancers. Let's show people what Portsmouth can do, kind of. So I was like, I got together with my friend and we just started talking about the video and then went to shoot it at Guildhall.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so unfortunately we're coming to the end of the show, but before we leave, let's hear some of your thoughts.
@_Hella May says the music in Portsmouth is great. I love how many local artists there are.
And @Lucy Collins says, I don't think the music scene has changed much yet, but I see it changing in the future.
@Ernest Brown says music is always changing and change is unpredictable.
Okay, so that's all we have time for today, but thanks for listening to Pompey Beats. Have a good evening.
They wanna roll with me, nah. My team never go to sleep, yeah.